Welcome once again to another episode, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons Descent into Avernus. And happy holidays. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit awkward today. Sorry for the resolution if it's a little bit blurrier than usual. I'm currently only able to do all this on one monitor, so please forgive. Anyway, let's get into
God.
some... What?
Level a year?
What?
Thank you, Kerbal. Sorry. Go.
Okay. Let's get into introductions and then we'll do the recap. So we'll start down at this end and up one, and that's going to be Kashcah.
Oh, crap. Hi, I'm Kashcah, the DM.
And straight down from her is going to be playing Malvola.
Hi, I am Nightcaste. I'm playing Malvola. I very quickly trying to do my level up because I completely forgot from last session. And I'm like, what sounds good?
Death Ray. Take Death Ray. No,
I can't cast that yet.
You can cast every level. No.
That's like a 4th level spell.
All right, fine then. Take Swarm of Death instead. All right, and next to him we've got Coyra, playing Coyra.
Hi. Yeah, that's me. I'm Shy. I'm playing Coyra, half elf druid
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that apparently hates wood.
Deadwood.
Yes,
Right,
Deadwood.
yes.
Important.
Mm-hmm.
And then just one more space to the left, just to jump to the left, is playing Grim.
I'm Nobby, for those who don't know. And I'm playing Grim, like Vallen said, a shifter monk, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Yep. Recently rejoined the party. And then next to him, another jump to the left, is playing as Thorn.
Hi, I'm Ghostwoods, and Thorn is an elven gloomstalker ranger.
Mm-hmm. And then myself, I am Vallen. I will be playing as Palkas, who is a half-orc wild magic sorcerer. And that's pretty much it for the introductions. Let's get into the quest log here, and we'll do a little recap of what happened last time. Episode 10 was titled Introducing Thirstwell. I should have titled it Goodbye Thirstwell, because as soon as he was introduced, he was axed.
Never saw it coming.
He was instantly killed by Thorn, who obviously had some kind of previous vendetta going on there. Dead. No backsies. We then looted the place and found a devil's contract box and some other items. Searching further, we were surprised by a helmed horror and some imps hovering near a couple prisoners in the tower up above. We freed them after defeating the helmed horror and asked about the reasons for their imprisonment. One was a tax collector, reason enough, and the other an architect set to build a sewer through what was the cultist underground hideout, which we had previously pretty much cleared out. And we decided we would take a short rest while we talked to them about what the heck they're doing up there in the tower. And with that, I will say, take it away, Kashcah.
Well, I think you always do this, but actually it's you guys. Yeah, you've taken a short rest. You're taking a short rest.
Of course.
Well, sure. Towards the end of it, right, you still get your hit die back.
Mm-hmm.
But towards the end of it, you hear footsteps on the floor below. You hear kind of doors being opened. You hear lots of voices kind of being raised, and there's kind of shouting back and forth. Sounds like human men shouting to each other.
Mm.
And you hear I mean they're basically kind of like going room to room and looking in the room, and then they'll say clear, you know, and they kind of move to the next room, and they're kind of going through it, and you hear one of them say something like his body's over there, you know, or something like that, and you definitely hear like lots of activity below.
Uh-oh.
Do we
Oh, go
Must
on.
be
do
some
we
cards
recognize the
Palkas
voice?
didn't lure in.
Wait a second. Sorry.
Do we recognize the voice?
Not as any particular person that you know. No.
Okay.
And
I just said there's most likely some guards that Palkas didn't lure in.
Not for lack of trying.
Well, there are the guys that were in the backyard.
Yeah, it could be them, or it could be Mommy Van Thamper back with reinforcement.
Hmm.
Or Stabby Van Thamper, for that matter.
Stabby Van. We've got Weedy, Mummy, Stampy,
Stampy.
Stabby. Sorry, Stabby. Not Stabby.
Thumpy, Stabby, Weedy,
Thumpy.
and Mama.
Yeah, yeah.
I just hope the cat is fine.
So are you going to what do you want to do? There's lots of kind of activity and voices below. What do
For
you want?
weapons.
What would you like to do? Okay.
Pretty much. I mean, obviously, as usual, Palkas would probably state the obvious. It appears there's more down below. Hopefully, it's
What was
not
the
the
first
local.
clue?
Hopefully, it's not the local watch, and it's just more of the guards on premises.
Yeah.
Well, the local watch would be the people we're working.
Well, maybe in the slums.
Well, I suppose they might be separate. But
Either
I don't
way,
know.
either way, they would not be happy if we are the cause of a death from this family.
Well, as far as I
Maybe
understand it, we showed up and were only attacked by the imps here. In this very room, we showed up and all of these were already dead on premises.
I'm going to start sneaking down the stairs. The
He-
spiral staircase.
He looks like he's trying to like line up some kind of deceptive lie or something like that. Not very convincingly, but trying to throw out a story that the people that we were talking with, the prisoners,
Get the clue.
yeah, pretty much all they saw was us fight these imps, and this guard came up after us, and we're setting them free. So
Okay. So Grim is sneaking towards the staircase.
good.
Not very
So
good.
quietly.
You do hear like you hear kind of heavy. There's like movement of heavy things around. There's kind of a thump as something like big hits the floor. You know.
How
and,
close?
Not in the same room below you. It seems like it's kind of like further away than that, in a different room. And then you hear kind of footsteps. It sounds like they're going downstairs.
I mean, maybe we should call them.
Do you want to take a look, Nobby, or are you how far down are you heading?
I'm going to go down to the next room.
Okay. You get down there, and the bits of the helmed horror are still kind of there. This door is now closed. This door is still open. And you don't see any sign of people. the movement noises seem to be kind of coming from actually now the ground floor. Like seems like they're moving further away from you.
Well, just in case there are more imps, because I'd really rather not deal with them, I'll actually wait for the rest of it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys watched Grim.
I'm letting us know that you're expecting us to follow. Because, I mean, you just snuck down there. This is a nice defensible position.
Yeah, kind of over my shoulder, kind of one of those, shh.
Okay, fair enough.
We could.
And I'm going to
surprise
kind
them.
of linger by the door to see if they're, or keep an eye out for any kind of activity.
Okay. So yeah, if you're just kind of standing by the door there, you don't hear any more activity on this floor. You can hear like footsteps, it sounds like multiple sets of footsteps downstairs. And then you hear like doors open and close. And then the house goes silent.
Sounds like they ran away.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
You don't hear it.
I know.
Palkas upstairs, hiding in the tower.
Palkas would talk to Coyra and say, "Let's keep these two between us. I'll go last. You go in front of them."
Good call.
Rhea will head downstairs as well.
Palkas will say to them, "We'll try to get you at least to a point where you can escape into the streets. Can you make it anywhere from there? Do you think you'll be safe?"
Well, the one person says that they plan on actually leaving the city. So yeah.
Which one was that?
The tax
collector
Oh,
or the
good.
archer?
Good. Hang on. Hang on. I had all kinds of stuff open except for that. La, 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 la. Don't come out yourself.
What's the name of the city that disappeared?
El Terrell?
Yeah, I hear El Terrell's nice this time of year.
It's very warm.
Yeah, very warm. It's a dry heat though, so it's
Yeah. That's the only downside.
Yeah, the tax collector says he plans to leave Baldur's Gate and never return.
Leave now and never come back.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
So, we're tax free.
Baldur's Gate, tax haven, who knew?
I think some of them have already been going tax-free since his incarceration.
Yeah.
Pardon.
Okay. So these two will head downstairs then as well, if that's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Oh, no, I'll follow behind him. Would you be so kind as to move me along with them?
Sure. Oh. Sorry, Coyra.
So, Coyra, I noticed that you, no, is that me? I'm missing hit points.
Hang on. So, Grim, when you head out there,
Whoops.
you see that actually these bodies are gone.
Somehow I had a feeling that's what was happening.
Okay.
What was I missing?
I didn't think they
Nothing.
were moving furniture.
It was myself.
Okay.
I realized that I did not heal myself with hit dice from
Oh.
our short rest.
Oh.
Yeah, anytime I saw the combat, everything was already dead, so... I didn't take much damage.
Yeah, Coyra played more of a supervisory role in the fights.
Well, I didn't take any damage, just I know that when I leveled up, it's hollow hit points, so there. Usually level ups happen at a long rest, but Kashcah was being very nice to us.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, so bodies are gone.
Oh.
Did they go invisible, or somebody take them? Palkas pokes around where one of them was. He doesn't know if somebody put a glamour on him.
Yeah, you don't find anything
All right.
invisible. Poking
Throw
around.
a smirk over my shoulder in Palkas' direction. Maybe they got up and walked off on their own.
I've seen that before. It's not very comfortable.
I'm gonna sneak down to the landing.
Okay. You see a cat sitting at the bottom of the stairs.
Perfect. You waited.
Gee, would that cat happen to have a pair of wings?
It sure does. Slobber chops.
Reach out or go down, pet him, and kind of look around. Try to see if there's anybody.
It's floating.
So you don't hear any movement in the villa.
Palkas says, I think we should get the rest of these two out the front door before we proceed further.
I like that idea. I want to see if the rest of the corpses are gone too.
I'm going to assume that the NPCs are moving with me.
Yep.
I'm just
Did,
going to leave
like,
2 empty spaces in front of
There
me as we
and
go.
there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was what I was thinking too.
Emre will follow you as well.
Okay. So we're going down to this area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want me to move you?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Hold a minute.
It's just a bunch of moving. And there's Kitty.
So I take it these doors to the main entry hall are open or closed?
Kitty!
They are open, actually.
And gee, the bodies are gone. Imagine that.
The bodies are gone. You see kind of like bloody smears of where they were, dragged away.
Dragged where? Downstairs?
No, kind of out the front door.
I imagine the front doors are actually closed though.
Yeah, they are.
But they were dragged toward the dumb waiter.
Well, they could have been dragged into the kitchen and dragged
You open the
downstairs.
door, they're just all stuffed in.
We don't know what's down there yet, so they could have a butcher shop down there.
I was kind of thinking of a Sweeney Todd kind of situation.
Upon seeing Slobberchock's, Coyra smiles and pets him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. He kind of like leans into it a little bit, gives him some scratches behind his ears, and then he kind of looks at you. He's just sitting there looking up at you.
Do you want to go outside, Slobberchocks?
He shakes his head no.
Okay.
Palkas says, "Are you coming with us?" As he looks at Slobberchops.
Slobberchops were kind of like. Hang on one sec. Let me check one thing. Actually, little wings start fluttering, and whole body kind of slowly lifts up off the ground, and you see him flying around, and he's sniffing your bags.
My bags?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What do I have in my bags? Excuse me. Sorry. I will pull out one of my rations, and I'll say, this might not be the best tasting food, but I could get you something better. And he'll actually kind of break it up a little bit with his hand and offer it to the cat.
Yeah, Slobberchops kind of looks at it and does that like disgusted cat face, you know, just, and will kind of fly off like in this direction.
Coyra vaguely remembers that we spared some NPCs in the kitchen, I think it was.
They're in the dining hall over here.
In the dining hall, yeah. Maybe we should check on them. Maybe they're still around and ratted us out.
I think we'd be able to
Actually,
see them if
Yeah,
they were.
the doors are open, and
Okay, the doors are open.
and you don't see any sign of them either.
Okay.
They either took off. Well, I'm not there, but
They took the bodies.
Off, or we have trouble on our hands.
I'm gonna try to slowly open the front doors just enough to kind of peek out, see if there's anybody in the general vicinity right.
You don't see anybody in this kind of area here.
Is there more obvious blood trail going anywhere?
No, it seems like it kind of has either, well, it stops at the front door, so either somebody's cleaned it up or they carried the bodies from there. But
They had the
a
meat
carriage
wagon
or
like
something.
backed right up to the
Yeah.
front door.
bring out your
Does
dead.
is this a door back here at the bottom of the stairs?
It is, yep. It's a door to like a patio kind of area. It's like
Does it have like a window in it, or is it like a solid door?
it's a solid door.
As opposed to a solid door.
Well, no, I was saying like, you know, if it has like windows, like I would like to look because I,
Oh yeah.
you know, basically take a peek before I open it, but you know, apparently not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open this door slightly and look to see if I immediately get, you know, fireballs shot at me.
Okay. Yep, so you kind of peek outside and you see this it's got this kind of like rooftop over it, over this patio kind of area, and these 3 columns supporting it. But you don't see any sign of any people.
Okay. And you could walk like straight out to this looks like a dirt path driveway kind of area over here.
Yep, you do see additional gates right over here. Like this is another set of double gates, as well as there's some kind of outbuilding over here.
There's another building back here. To everybody else.
Yeah, we've still got the basement.
I'm gonna kind of call out somewhat quietly. Doesn't look like there's anybody out front. If you want to bring those 2, and I'm gonna pull another bit of jerky out of my pouch and take a bite of it. You know, return some of my strength.
Okay. Slobberchop's like sniffs the air and like zooms over
That
you. And like just
I'll
kind of
offer him the rest of it.
Okay. Takes it from you. Then kind of lands on the floor and chomps away on it.
Palkas, in the meantime, says, "Come, let's go. We shouldn't. We shouldn't linger." There we go. And he's encouraging the people to move forward. Go faster. It's not too late. Too grim it.
Okay. So where are you going?
I was assuming that they were going to try and just exit out the front gates.
I'm gonna kind of slip outside as quietly as I can.
Okay.
And kind of take a look around to see if anybody's out there so that hopefully these 2 can get out safe.
Gotcha.
Are the front gates to the property open or closed?
They are closed. But you don't see any sign of anybody. Like, there's nobody kind of out in that front area.
In that case, I'll slip over there and open them up. And motion, hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, they will kind of like take your cue, and as they're kind of running past everybody, the one lady that was in charge of the sewers is saying like she kind of stops and says, "Thank you, everyone. I'm sure they would have killed me." So she's very grateful.
Just get to safety.
Yep. The tax collector is in pure like, I'm out of here. Like, does not stop at go. Does not collect 200. Just, you know, is all business. And when you open the gate, just kind of disappears quickly through it, and
You're welcome.
Real quick.
off into
The
city.
the one that stopped to say thank you, not the tax collector, the other one.
Yeah.
Palkas takes, excuse me, 10 gold pieces out of his pouch real quick and just puts it in her hand and says, "In case you need assistance in getting out, best of luck."
She says, she's confused. What do you mean getting out?
You never know if you need to bribe your way past some guards. This should help.
She says, she looks like wide-eyed at this money. This is more than I make in a year, almost.
He says, and it's from people that make 10 times this in an instant. Take it and go.
Okay. She is just like kind of, you see her eyes kind of like well up with tears, and like she's like really kind of looks like she's just ragged emotionally, you know, and and doesn't know what to say anymore. She takes the money like kind of speechless, and just says thank you one more time, and yeah, and then she exits the gate as well.
Good. I was wondering if I'd have to start pushing her out the
door. Get the hell out of here, lady. Right.
On to darker exploits.
Go back inside and stand apparently under one of the blood trails.
Yes. I can't send those to the back, sorry. I can only have them on top.
So do we want to explore the outbuilding or go downstairs? And while I'm talking, I'm petting slobber chops.
I want to have a listen at this. I want to have a listen at this basement door before everyone appears, if everyone's going to appear.
Okay. Give me a perception check, please. Yeah, well, they're all messing around with pesky peasants getting in the way. You don't hear anything, actually. It seems very quiet.
Must be perfectly safe then.
Too quiet.
What?
Mal finally catches on that the cat, like, people have been talking to the cat like they're talking to a person, and it's responding like it's a person. So I'm pointedly looking directly at the cat. Did Amric go into the basement or out into this building back here?
Slobber Chops kind of like tilts its head at you, and you see the wings start flapping and flutters over to you and kind of starts sniffing your pack, like flying around.
I gotta pay the fee for answers, don't I?
While this is going on, Palkas wanders into the kitchen and starts rustling up some food that the cat would like from the cabinets.
I'll tell Palkas that I'm going to have a quick scout down there. Let me get that stealth down to see if I can see.
Okay. He'll pass the word on to the others. Meanwhile, he's got like sausages and cheese. And he just kind of looks at the cheese and goes, puts it back, grabs more sausages. Or whatever's available like that. Something the cat
Add
might
cat provisions to your inventory sheet.
like. Pretty much. Whatever kind of longer lasting foods a cat might like, which I don't know that he would really know too much. Maybe he learned a little from Coyra. But he would still grab at least meat products.
Okay. So in this room, Thorn, is a barrel that looks like it has water in it. It's kind of an open-topped barrel, and a brick-walled staircase that leads down, descends.
Yes, I'm going to creep down and see what I can see or hear, kind of thing.
Okay.
See what's down there.
Right. So,
Way over here. Okay.
I'm not gonna move you yet, but you see the stairs kind of change from this brick, these brick steps to wooden steps, part way down, and you see what looks like ahead of you, crates and barrels.
I'm going to press on a bit.
Do we know he went down?
Yes, because
Yeah.
Palkas
That's all Palkas.
mentioned it to the rest of you.
In that case, I'll go back him up. Just in case.
Okay. So you can kind of see further into the room, get a bit further down, and you see 4 stone pillars bracing a 10-foot high vaulted ceiling of what looks like a dry cellar. The walls are lined with dozens of barrels on wooden braces. A fair few of the barrels have brass spigots tapped into them, and the room also contains 2 stacks of wooden crates, one in the middle of the room and another by the south wall.
Is there any sort of stretch of wall where a door might be lurking, or?
Yes, there are. Hang on one sec. Let me take a look at the map.
While you're looking at that, Palkas walks over to Malvola, hands him I'm guessing a sausage. I'm just going to call him sausages at this point. Hands him a sausage and shows that he's got some more in his own pack now, but he hands one to Malvola.
You can see. Oh, sorry. Just one moment, then we'll come back to Malvola and Slapper Chops. On the west wall, you see a door.
Right.
You're entering from the east wall, actually. And you can see that the room kind of like you're going down the stairs, and there's a stack of crates in front of you, and then the room opens up to the north. So the stairs are kind of going down almost like against the south wall.
Right.
So, okay, let's resolve
Malvola paying the toll.
Malvola and Slobber Chops conversation. So, seeing the sausages, Slobber Chops like eyes get kind of big and like starts like sits down very nicely in front of you, Malvola.
I figure I've got either sharp fingernails or my teeth, and I will cut a piece of the sausage and hand it.
Okay. So Slobber Chops takes it very nicely from you, very daintily kind of from your fingers, and munches on it a bit, and then looks at you and nods its head, their head. And then stares at the sausage.
Something tells me that as long as we have food, we've got a new party member.
I will cut another slightly larger piece and offer it to
Slobberchops takes it quite nicely again and sits like chewing on it for a little bit, then looks back up at you.
I think he's waiting for the rest of the sausage.
I'm kind of getting that feeling. And yeah, I will basically split it into another couple more bite-sized pieces, and then I'm gonna start heading toward the kitchen and cellar, and I don't know if it's gonna be every step or so, but I will be like, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, when Slobberchop sees you kind of heading towards the kitchen, it stops chewing on the bit that they've currently got, and just like picks it up in its mouth and kind of trots alongside you. So it's definitely, Slobberchops is definitely following you.
Oh, we're doing the face rubbies. Sorry. Caught on camera.
Oh, I see. Sorry, go on. So, yep, Slobberchops is following you. And Reyes will have come into the kitchen. She's kind of like, ooh. She's kind of like waiting, kind of over here by the door.
Okay, well, let's go across the room to the door in the west wall and give it a try, I guess.
Okay. Is everybody heading downstairs now?
I guess Palkas is just hovering up by the door until he gets the call to come down, or he hears a ruckus.
Okay. All right then.
Based on the way she asked that, I think it's going to be a ruckus.
If things lead on in an interesting manner or look hairy, then at that door I'm just checking out now, I'll let people know. But if it's just like a broom closet off the wine cellar, there's no point dragging everyone down for that.
Okay, one sec. Let me just prep the map a little bit more.
Thorn kind of seems like the sneaky type, but let him go first. Check for traps, that kind of thing. I don't know what class he is, but hey.
What's funny is that I can picture this cat, like, when it's walking around and stuff, it's very agile and jumping around like your average cat would. But then when it flies, I picture the cat almost completely limp.
Yeah.
And the wings are just taking it. And the cat.
Alright, so I'm gonna.
That's kind of like those old Red Bull commercials.
Yeah.
Alright, so I've got everybody else's tokens ready to go. I've got Thorn and Malvola already in the room. So I'm gonna move you guys over to the new map. And as you
let me zoom out.
That's why I couldn't find this place.
So can everybody see the map okay? Just make sure that first.
For me, it's black.
Zoom out.
Zoom.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah, it's kind of down in the bottom right corner so far, or where we're starting seems.
Okay.
If you're not sure how to zoom out, it's the slide wheel on the top right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this
It took a while to load in.
So this is the pile of crates right here. The first pile, you came down these stairs here. There's another pile of crates in the middle, and then you see the barrels all around. As you come around the corner, you do see another door here as well. And then here is the door that you're heading towards. But you don't make it very far into the room before you there's kind of like the crate that's on the top of this pile here starts shaking, and then the lid bursts open.
Imps.
From
Like I said, ruckus.
From from the crate burst forth, not imps, but
Why couldn't it be imps?
Dead things.
but
Porcupines.
the same.
No, if I'm recognizing those tokens, we've seen one of them before.
Exactly.
Hold on,
Yes,
let me-
you have the same guy.
Amric had one with him.
Mhm.
Oh,
On the
spines
boat.
devil thing.
Yeah.
Spine Devil, was it?
Yes, exactly.
Let's see if I can find the handout here.
So
Good call.
so let's roll initiative. They're not getting a surprise round because
We surprise them.
well, neither actually.
We
really.
surprise them.
There is no surprise.
I assume we heard the
Wow, I actually rolled kind of
sound
low
of
on
the.
initiative.
I guess we heard the sound of the thing flying off.
You do hear what sounds like a crate kind of tumbling over, and yep. Then maybe like some kind of screeching noises. I'm just trying to find Rhea's. Okay, there's her character sheet. Oh, plug on the
Yep, I know.
Where's Rhea? There's Rhea. Hang on one sec. I just need to roll Rhea's initiative. Ooh, do we want an initiative for slobber chops? That's the question. Well, just in case. Okay. Right, is that everybody?
I think so.
Probably a stupid question, but why could I see the initiative for? I forgot her name already again, but not for Slobber Chops.
Slobber Chops is at the bottom. You might have to scroll down.
Yeah, but I mean in the chat, like.
Yeah,
I saw
in chat.
one, but not the other.
Oh, maybe because I'd adjusted Rhea's. Here I can do the same thing with slobber chops. It's a setting, basically, about
okay.
whether the rolls are whispered or not.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Slobber chops you'll see from here on out.
Did you already?
Palkas.
Great. He moves down into the room,
Okay.
and is he seeing these things popping up from the crates?
Yeah.
He's gonna instantly try and take some kind of shot at him rather than charging in, because he's got friends in the way and such.
Okay.
Go figure. Let's see. There's 3 of them there. He's going to do an ice knife, which is a spell.
Oh
I'm
boy.
upstairs, I must
That's
say.
a first level spell, isn't it?
It is a first level spell. So let's do ice knife. It'll be at
Oh, nice.
this one,
Okay.
and does 13 hit?
It does. Just.
All right. Well, that's just for the
Almost dives out
the
way.
first part,
Okay.
which it takes 9 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then the radius, those that are within 5 feet of it, have a Dex DC of 13 to make, or take 8 cold damage. It's hit or miss. There's no half damage.
Okay. Let's do that. Alright, so dex save.
Which one did you aim that at?
I aimed at this one.
This guy, yep. This guy.
Okay, I just wanted to know which one was potentially already hurt.
Gotcha.
Okay, they both failed.
Okay.
What you do notice,
Yeah.
though, is that they don't seem to be as hurt by your ice knife as you would expect.
Okay. Fair
That's
enough.
cold. Yep, piercing and
Yes.
cold. Okay.
Piercing and cold. And shall I roll my d20?
Yes, please. Oh.
Oh. There you go.
That's a little scarily close.
One day, one day.
But not this day.
One day when preferably I'm about 100 feet away from Palkas.
As for me being upstairs is not safe.
Alright. Anything else you want to do, Palkas?
No.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go take care of the pug, so I'll be
Okay.
back in a minute.
Alright. Okay, then Grim. It is your turn.
I'm gonna move over there. And well, they didn't seem to take much. Try something just a little different.
That hits.
Nice.
Ooh, radiant damage.
What everybody would see is he kind of holds out his hand, and this softball-sized ball of light forms in his hand right before he tosses it at the one. I'm going for the one that Palkas hit in his.
Okay. All right. So that seems to do just fine. So he takes that
He
radiant.
takes 5
blast.
radiant damage.
Yeah, radiant blast.
And just for the fun of it, bonus action, I'm going to burn a key point. And this time, one of those orbs will form in each hand.
Ooh.
The one in the right hand will go toward the one on the right, and the other one will go for the other.
Wow. Okay. All right. That hits. And so does that.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
And that ends my turn.
I have a question. What's the key point again?
It's a monk thing.
Okay.
It's like you as a druid have your wild shape ability. Monks have like
Okay.
key point.
You could kind of think of it as like spell slots.
Okay.
Monks have a number of spell key points equal to their monk level.
Okay. Interesting.
Alright. Rhea comes downstairs. And
Read it? Oh, never mind. I'm blind.
she's going to as her bonus action equip herself with her crossbow and fire upon them. So she's gonna go for this guy as well. And move up to here. And she misses.
Of course.
Thorn.
Thorn is going to shoot at this one.
Okay.
Shoot her.
That hits.
That's one, and I also get a dreaded ambusher attack as well.
Oh. Nice.
So long.
And that gets
Spine.
a bonus d8. It says Zephyr Strike, but it's not Zephyr Strike. It's in a bonus d8.
Okay.
And then the first one. 9.
Okay.
So all that's piercing if they're immune to piercing.
They're not immune, but
Oh yeah, resistant.
but it is enough to kill it. So
Okay, good.
gets pelted by arrows and falls to because they are flying and falls into the crate pile beneath it. Okay. Coyra.
Okay, with me still being upstairs, how far-ish can I still? Can I move in front of Palkas or not?
Yes, you could.
Basically. Okay.
Mhm.
Then I'll do that, and I ready my scimitar.
Okay. Alright. And Malvola?
I'm going to move to here and use my breath weapon on the 2 that are still standing.
What's this?
Okay.
It's nice having a room where there's actually room to maneuver.
It's like a game
So-
of Connect 4.
Okay, so
Yes!
dex save. First one fails. Second one succeeds.
Boo.
So this one failed. We'll say he's in front. So he takes. Oh, let me check. Hang on. Yep, he takes the full. Also, your lightning seems to hit them just fine as well. So he takes the full 6. And when they succeed, is it half damage?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy takes.
Yeah, I just rolled really bad. That's all.
No worries. Alright. Yeah, they actually get a turn before you murder them all. It's amazing.
Dang.
So they swoop in. One of them swoops in to you, Grim, and
Swoopy.
is going to try and hit you. He has multi-attack, so he gets. Okay, he's gonna try his tail spines. So 20 hits you, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
My AC isn't that good yet.
Okay. So the tail spines are these kind of long points on the end of its tail, and they do, and that first hit does hits you and does 3 piercing damage, and then you feel a burn as well from the spine, like as if the thing was like red hot out of a forge or something, and you also take 5 fire damage. And then he's going to try and hit you again with it, and he rolls a 6, so no dice there. But he does have the ability to exit your range. So he kind of flies like up above this barrel over here. And he can do that without provoking an attack of opportunity as part of what these dudes can do.
That's okay, considering I can hurl these sun bolts 30 feet. That he's not out of range.
So then this one is going to come and harass Thorn, and does the same thing. He's gonna swipe at you with his tail. The first one is he rolls a 23, assuming that hits. So that's actually the reverse of Grim's wound. You take 5 piercing and 3 fire damage. And then second roll is a 10, so I'm pretty sure that misses.
Yeah.
And he's going to do the same thing. He swoops out of the way, at least what he thinks is out of the way, over by this barrel over here. Slobber Chops kind of lazily meanders down the stairs. And Palkas.
So are they? How tall is the ceiling down here? I mean,
It is 10 feet, I think. Right? Isn't that what I said? 10 feet.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is huge for a basement.
okay. So
It's not a basement.
let's see. Palkas is going to go along here. To move to there. That's 25 feet.
Okay.
And he is going to do his signature move. Boom. And he says boom. And then he swings his maul at the spined devil flying in the air. Does 13.
Ooh, that just hits.
Okay.
You know what? Oh, wait, hang on.
Hmm.
Try and decide if you could reach him, like up on the. Sure. Okay. Go on.
Okay. He needs a 6-foot dude. So
Yeah. Okay.
So he swings the maul. 8 bludgeoning to it, and then.
Hang on 1 second. Okay. Yep. It doesn't seem to hit him quite as hard as you would think.
Right.
But
And
it does seem very much worse for wear at this point.
It is now electrified. But
Did you like rub it on the carpet?
yes, I dragged my feet as I ran towards it. And then I moved back 15 feet and I do not provoke an attack of opportunity due to my mobility feat that I just took.
What?
Because I now have a 40-foot movement speed as well.
Wowzers.
So
Oh my god.
I can run in, hit things, and run away.
Okay, suddenly more spine devils are going to pop out.
No!
Another crate explodes. Okay, good to know. Alright, Grim.
Okay, I'm not happy about the one that hit me. I'll move over here. And he thought he could get out of my range.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Ow.
Is he still breathing?
Like barely. He's like clinging to life.
So for my bonus action, I won't use a key point this time. I'll just do another attack.
Okay. And you finish
Hit me
it.
with your spines. And that's my turn.
Okay. Alright. And Rhea is just kind of hanging back. Thorn?
Guns. She's no use. Shoot that one
Okay.
rather than one of the dead ones.
That hits. Pew pew. And you finish it. Pierce.
That's lucky. That's all I had.
Okay.
Okay. Can I get my arrows back, please?
How many have you fired? 3? Is
3.
it 3? Okay. Yes, you can. They all
Yay.
appear to be undamaged.
Double digits again. Ooh.
Right, let's clear this for now.
Coyra looks at the scimitar and is like, then puts it away again.
One day, scimitar. One day.
Also, Coyra looks at the others and says, guys, I just realized I brought my Thorn whip with me. I should use it more.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I just realized I have it.
I can't agree more.
All this time I could have been slightly longer ledge. I didn't know.
Okay. So what you guys doing now?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I get it now why I have it with me.
Searching crates.
Okay.
Ready to
I'm
smash
gonna
them.
go over and check this door.
Seeing Palkas open those crates, Coyra just takes her scimitar again. Ready? This time I'm prepared.
Okay. So in the crates, Malvola, is that what you're heading over there for as well?
I ask the cat which ones have the good stuff in them.
The cat.
He's waiting for a sausage.
The cat.
There might be something better in the crates. I don't know. That's why I'm asking it.
Yeah, Slobber Chops kind of starts wandering around the space, sniffing, all the crates and everything. And yeah, it's gonna eventually comes to rest in front of these and kind of sits there looking at this one right here.
It's got catnip in it.
Fine with that.
Thorn is happy to oblige him. Then.
Okay. So you guys open that crate up, and inside are wheels.
More
of...
spine devil.
Wheels
Because
of cheese.
cats are jerks.
Because cats are jerks. Not all of them. But wheels of cheese. In fact, not more spine devils.
Okay. I'll cut a chunk of cheese for the cat.
So the cat likes cheese.
And Thorn cut the cheese.
Whoops. Palkas left the cheese that was in the cabinet before. Whoopsie.
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't expect a cat to like cheese, or cats.
I wouldn't expect a cat to have wings either, so.
Touche.
Right, Grim, are you checking that door out? Is that
Yeah.
okay? So that is that door is much heavier than you would kind of expect. Actually, it's made with riveted iron plates and has a metal handle as well.
But is it locked?
It does not appear to be.
I'm going to, as carefully and quietly as possible, ease it open. Hopefully the hinges aren't rusty,
Okay.
and kind of peek to see what's on the other side.
Okay. So you see on the other side, you see brick tunnel ahead of you. It's kind of like a curved ceiling. There's a kind of weird, eerie green light, and you swear, you're like, incense? Smells like incense. But there's this kind of odd green light, and when you look further, you can see that there's a lantern hanging from the ceiling. That is a green light. Has green glass in it. It's casting this green light.
Green Lantern.
This family is even more messed up than I realized.
I mean, they have a flying cat.
You
Yeah, but
do.
that's cool.
You do hear flowing water as well, or some kind of flowing liquid.
Great. So we're back into the flooded dungeon again.
Yeah, that wasn't flowing. That was just stagnant. and
Almost like
gross.
we were in sewers.
Coyra looks over to Palkas and asks, "Are you still opening these boxes?"
Oh, he's definitely
With
still
a scimitar.
Yeah, he's still
ready
ripping
to
them open.
walk.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
flinging
I'll be
lids
ready.
off, with one hand, flinging the lid off, then flinging the lid off. Each time he's like flinching, like he's gonna hit whatever's inside.
You just find all kinds of, in the crates, just all kinds of foodstuffs. There's like dried meat, just grains, flour, sugar, any kind of foods that are, preservable
Yeah.
kind of thing.
He takes some things that he thinks he'd be easy to take, easy to eat and sustain
Loaves
himself
of
with.
bread.
Like grab some jerky or dried
Okay.
meats and stuff, and just kind of shove a little bit in his pack just to get him a little bit of extra food.
Okay.
It's better than his rations, emergency rations.
Yeah, Rhea is going to step up and do the same. She's kind of like
I
loading
think
up.
we all should.
Yeah, Coyra is actually seeing the others are doing it, doing the same. Now, how did I add stuff to my...
Malvola, are you checking out that door? Is that what's going on? there?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
I have a new shield. It is a wheel of
This
cheese.
one is not as heavy. This is a wooden door. Looks pretty well maintained. Does not seem to be locked when you try the handle. If you're trying the handle.
Yes.
Yeah, not locked.
Does it open away from me or toward me?
Away from you.
Okay. I will kind of push it open.
Okay.
Turn the handle and let it go. I'm not like throwing it open.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You see a room ahead of you.
More crates.
It's got some crates stacked in the middle, as you see. And the walls are lined with hundreds of bottles of wine. They're
Ooh.
displayed in 7-foot-tall wooden racks.
I'm gonna open a crate and see what's in here, because this seems like the main room is like the good, like the okay stuff, and then this seems like the special.
Okay.
We've got guests.
So you open the crates actually, and they're empty.
Invisible
Sorry.
food.
Sorry.
This is where the zombies used to be stored.
Aha.
Or they're invisible imps.
And you just set them all free.
I'm not gonna like do an intensive search, but I'll check a couple of the bottles of wine. Do they? Oh, I see. Hello.
Yeah, Slobber Chops kind of like meanders in, like sachets in.
Oh,
Yeah, Mr. Sausage Fingers.
Primary food source.
I got that curse dispelled.
Only a wish will work now.
Oh, great. So yeah, I'm kind of. Is there I don't know how to. Is there something special that you know is in here that you want, like to the cat?
Slobber Chops shakes his head, but does go and kind of stands against like one of the like shelves and kind of like stands up against it with front paws up on the shelves and is kind of like looking over the bottles like this, and then seems to see one and puts its paw out and taps one.
This is gotta be incredibly cute. Oh my god. I'm picturing this.
I'm actually amazed that he didn't go on the shelf and it's just like plof, plof.
So the cat is indicating this particular bottle.
Yeah.
Kind
of looks up at you.
I
shakes
will
his-
take it out of the rack and look at. I mean, does it? I personally don't know like wines and stuff, so.
Chateau de Gato.
Yep, Chateau de Gato. Yeah, it looks. I mean, it looks like a bottle of wine. Do you have well, you can make like an intelligence check, I guess. See like any idea why this particular bottle was pointed out to you. Looks
Get
like,
you drunk.
looks like a regular bottle of wine.
I don't have like a bowl or anything, so I'm not sure. I don't have a cork. I can't even remember the name of the tool.
Corkscrew?
Like corkscrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
After
can just imagine a drunk
You-
cat trying to fly.
You probably would have seen in the past, Palkas has just taken bottles of wine and just on his on his tooth, he just kind of removes the cork. And you know he actually normally carries with some wine with him.
So Slobber Chops is kind of like, after you pick up the bottle, is actually just kind of like wandering away.
Like, is this the one that you wanted? What?
Or maybe it was kind of
Yeah,
this is the good stuff. Take that.
Just kind of wanders off.
I will look. This is something that just clicked to me. I will look in the rack, like if there's something behind the.
Yeah, looks like a wall. You want to make a perception check if you spot anything else? Yeah, looks like a regular wall.
I'm gonna like come back to the door and basically describe to the others what just happened, because this seems odd to me. Like, I have a feeling that the cat's trying to tell me something. I don't know if it's this particular bottle of wine or if there's like a catch or something for a secret door or whatever. I mean, I'm not really in character saying it, but there's something about this particular rack that the cat seems to think is important, and
Coyra.
the cat knows this place better than any other.
Coyra looks over to you and just asks, "Did you ask?"
I asked him where the good stuff was, and it demonstrated, pointed out this.
Coyra goes to Slobber Chops and it's just like, is there more to the bottle than just what's in it?
Slobberchop shakes his head.
Or it's just the cat messing with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
it's a
that-
cat.
It is a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slobberchops looks at you.
I'm not saying it's in character because I'm not even in the room.
Okay.
Palkas would turn around upon hearing the conversation and excuse me, and say, there's a lot of money to be had with valuable wines.
Oh well.
I'm too
Coyra
busy investigating the
down.
Green Lantern while this is going on.
Okay.
Is it labeled?
Coyra decided to just pet Slobber Chops again. It's been amazing so far.
Is the wine labeled at all?
Yeah.
What is it labeled with?
Looks like a piece of paper that's got some writing on
I mean, he'd like to read it. So.
it. You'd like to what?
Read the
Okay.
bottle.
Yeah, there's a name of a vineyard, it looks like, and
Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
would you know like vineyard names?
I don't know.
have any.
I don't think so, but you know.
I mean, do you want to make an intelligence check? See if you
Sure.
recall any kind
Funnier
of...
things have happened, right? So let's yeah, there you go. That's all he knows. Sometimes wine can be sold for money. There you go.
Alright, over to the folks out
It's some kind of liquid made from fermented grapes.
And it's tasty.
out here.
Vin
Out
doing
here we see
fry.
so out here we see, where did my thing go? There it is. What
So there are multiple Green Lanterns in this hallway.
there are. What looks like, so this is a tunnel, right, with a curved, the ceiling is arched, right, completely curved, and it's bricks and has these stone lanterns, and then a trench seems to be cut into the floor up ahead here, and you can see that the tunnel continues to the left and to the right. Trench looks about 4 feet wide, and there is some kind of liquid flowing through it.
I'm not sure I want to know about the liquid.
But you're saying
Is it
it's
stinky
flowing.
enough to be sewage?
There is kind of this heavy odor of incense in the air. If you stand there and sniff for a bit, you can, like, under this heavy layer of incense, there is this kind of like, odor of damp and sewage.
Odeur de sewer.
And with you saying it's flowing, can they see how it's flowing? Like flow up, down, or down, up?
It is flowing. Hang on one sec, let me just check. It appears to be flowing in, where's my thing? Here it is, in this direction. Ooh, that way. So,
Okay.
why wasn't it going that way? So north to south, kind of.
Yeah.
And Grim can kind of see around the corner a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to sneak up to the corner and kind of look both ways to see what's.
Okay. So you can see that it continues in both directions. Further green lanterns are hanging from the apex of the curve of the ceiling of these tunnels.
Is that a tunnel opening down there?
So right here, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little curve kind of in the bottom of the wall where the liquid just kind of flows under. It's like a little culvert, in the wall.
Looks like we're in the sewers.
Again.
Well,
Not again for me.
Palkas walks over, kind of sees what they're looking at a little bit, and says, "There is still another building to search." But this one smells more pleasant than most.
Yeah, something tells me they're trying very hard to make it smell. Left or right?
Yes.
I'm turning back to like Thorn and whoever else is left or right.
I would say left, since it's flowing that way. I assume that info was given.
Yeah.
Good. What's your range?
Upstream.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this is dim light, right? So you can see down this way. Hang on. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. So down this way, yep, it seems to continue. There does seem to be a kind of one point where the tunnel opens up to the east again, and then up this way. It's 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's do like that. I missed a bit right there. This seems to go to well, it seems to be turning to the west. So. Like, I can see further. Okay, fine. This has a corner, actually.
Since the general consensus is to go to the left.
Okay.
And I am trying to be as sneaky as possible and stay out of the...
Okay, could you give me a stealth roll then? If you're trying to be sneaky. Okay, thank you.
I'm sneaky.
So this, right, hang on one sec. 10, 20, 30, 40.
As people are starting their sneak down there, Palkas turns around to Slobberchops, takes out one of the meat that he got from the pantry upstairs, and offers it to Slobberchops and says, "Thank you for your help. You're welcome to join us, but I do not require you to come along if you don't want to."
Slobberchops will take the piece of food that you're offering and kind of sits and munches on it for a while.
He seems to be staying where he's at then?
For now, yeah.
Okay. He says, "I hope to see you again," and he moves on.
Okay.
And sneezes.
Bless you.
Slobberchops does kind of move up to the door and watches you as you exit. Okay. So, over here you see there's a turn to the north here, and and a door also to the north.
Door in a sewer.
Okay, I'm going to move forward so I can see down the tunnel first.
Okay.
I have another question. The fluid here, is it like this fluid? Is it coming like this? Or is it going in?
It's going in.
Okay.
Okay. So here, hang on, let me just... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hang on one sec. I could do it. I swear. Down. So you see, this is... Oh my gosh, really? Come on, roll 20. Work with me here, please.
Wrong layer.
This looks like a dead end.
Oh, I've seen those before. Perfect resting spots.
Kind of crumbles. And there's actually
Well,
like,
since that seems to be the case, let's go to the door. And I think we'll give it a listen.
let me
Also-
reveal some more of this.
Yeah.
Well, unless, of course, it's a big metal door or something.
Excuse me.
Like bearish. And then you see, seems to be another door up ahead as well here. So listening at the door, you don't hear anything. Actually,
Is the door locked?
does not seem to be. Try the handle, and it seems to move freely.
Well, might as well see what's inside.
Okay. So you open it, and this might be the most boring room on the map. So it is a 10-foot high ceiling again, and hanging in the middle of the room are six 3-foot long chains, and hanging at the end of each hook is a flayed boar carcass. And this room does, like, as you open the door, this kind of like cold air seeps out. Well, not really seeps.
So it's kind of
just
like a meat locker.
wafts
In
out.
a sewer.
Yep.
A meat locker in a sewer.
A meat locker in a sewer.
Classy.
This sounds like food poisoning.
Yeah. I've played Real World.
Coyra actually looks at Grim and asks, do these doors have locks on them? If so, can we look through the keyholes to see what's in the room instead of just listening?
I don't know. Do they?
This one did not. It was just a handle.
Okay.
Well, I don't think raw boar is going to do us any good at the moment. But might have to stop by here to restock on jerky provisions or jerky makings.
I don't think it's healthy. I really don't.
You know, once you've smoked it for 36 hours, it'll be fine.
I mean, you've eaten the beans, so you're willing
That's
to
true.
take a risk.
This is true. It's very true.
Well, I figured we'd test the jerky out on Thorn first, make sure it won't kill anybody.
So we've got double doors here that look more significant, and then another single door over here.
Jeez.
I see everything.
Wow.
So many doors to choose from.
Double 20s. Wow. That's your good rolls for the entire game.
Yeah, I know.
You hear what sounds like somebody chewing behind the door.
Ew.
Either they're a noisy eater or
Hey, he rolled a
because
natural 20.
really- yeah.
Is there?
Well, I can also still hear
Is
Thorn's
this a door?
intestines doing their thing.
still trying to digest that bean.
Yeah,
Is this a door right here?
Hang on, can you let
it's
go of the
where I'm
thing?
at.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right there.
Whoops.
Ah, okay.
Here, I will
They're
cut away
surprisingly filling, you know.
a bit more. Let's see.
Like lamnas bread.
Yes, it's filling you with undeath.
Hey, at least I'm not hungry.
For brains, yet.
For brains.
It's okay if he
I guess
if
I
he goes
will-
rabid, we'll put him down. It'll be a mercy killing.
This
We
one,
can hang him up in the meat locker.
by the way, this culvert, the water is flowing out of this one, just in case anybody cares.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm actually
I will-
trying to figure out where whatever liquid this is coming from.
Okay.
It's sewage, Coyra. It's coming from people.
If it's flowing, that means that there are people there.
Yes.
We're
I
in
will
this,
open
we're
the
in the
door.
city.
Can I open the door?
This is probably
Actually, yeah, I forgot about that.
pretty public sewer. They're on the main sewer line.
I kind of forgot about the whole city.
Been in the basement too long.
Been in too many sewers.
Alright. So
They ain't in the big brother basement.
so you're opening the door, right?
We seem
Yes.
to be short one party member.
Oh god damn it. Yeah. God. What do you want? You want me to open the door or you want me okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. So like this.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Is that who I think it is?
It is.
so there are 2 wooden trestle tables and benches in this room, and there are these tall wrought iron candlesticks kind of lighting the room. There is a door in the west wall over here. Yeah, and so it's candlelit room, and your friend Stabby Van Thamper over here is sitting at the table eating. He's got a plate, he's got knife and fork, and he's just eating food. And
Putrid boar.
and he kind of like he's cut something on his plate, puts his fork in his mouth, turns to the door, sees it's you, and there's this like moment of like where all the color drains from his face, and he
Eldritch boop.
and he throws his fork down and scrambles like he's making a scramble up and over the table. So Eldritch boop. So that's.
Do they have line of sight for an attack?
Would you mean?
Or to light up his life?
Not right now, really. I can't really see how that would work. But he does take an Eldritch Blast to the face.
Nope.
No?
Eldritch boop.
Eldritch Boop. Okay, he takes an Eldritch Boop to the face. And it impacts him and hurts him severely.
I am like on him.
Alright.
Like,
In which case, I'm in the room.
Alright, let's roll some initiative. Hang on.
No, I'm in the room.
You
I
are
am.
the room.
I said it first.
Boop. Okay.
Eldritch.
Oh, I need his character sheet. That would have been handy to have.
Oh no.
Open.
Character sheet.
Dang it, why do I have a feeling that everybody's going to kill him before I get a chance to play with him?
I mean, how am I supposed to feel? Anytime there was any combat, I'm left out.
Coyra's gonna turn necromancer here in a minute because
There it
then
is.
she can still participate in the battle afterwards.
there we go.
See, I'm giving myself a chance. You see?
She'll start resurrecting those that we've killed, send after whatever she gets a chance to send them.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhea.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Actually, Shy, it's looking like you might get a chance to do something this time.
Is that everybody?
Yeah. I mean,
Unless
what are
you're-
the odds, right?
Unless you're including slobber chops.
Oh, I think you're going first.
You are, in fact, going first. You see Malvola and Grim just race into the room. Like, no idea what, but something, like, was
You
definitely
would hear
motivating them.
Grim growling in a very menacing.
Something's going on.
Yeah, you can get past me fine.
Wait, how far is this?
That's 30 from your position.
This?
This one here, just below my
Oh, yeah.
corner.
This should be fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Since Coyra learned that she has the Thorn whip, she's actually gonna try and use it for
Okay,
Do it. Oh, nice.
Oh
that
wow.
will hit him.
Why did I not use this sooner? I guess that hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then there you go.
Okay. So is this the spell?
Yep.
Okay. So then he has to. Doesn't he have to? Hang on. He has to make a strength saving throw. Is that it? What is it? Hang on. Because or is it just because
It doesn't look like they get a save.
no save? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's if they're large or
If she ma-
smaller, they get pulled 10 feet toward you.
So you have
I'll
the
Get
option
over here!
to.
Wait, what? What did I do? No, I
Huh?
wanted to put it in chat what it did.
Oh,
Ignore the second thing.
don't worry. You have the option to pull him up to 10 feet closer to you if you want. So you could pull
That
him
is an
like,
awesome spell.
over
I
here.
like that.
10 feet.
And it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
like
actually gonna.
that could easily be like your primary attack. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, big time.
I'm gonna just push him to here. To here. Like, pull
Okay.
him over so they're both. Grim and Malvola can whack him.
Okay.
I just want to like make eye contact with Grim and then tackle him and like just dogpile on this guy. Like, you're not getting away again, you little shit.
Okay.
It's like
Well,
they
I
both.
did make a promise to him, and I've got to keep my promise.
It's like they both put hands on his shoulders, and then the whip comes down, and everybody just sits him back down. Oh no, no,
Alright.
no.
Thorn.
10, 15, 20, 25. Stabby.
Oh boy.
I don't know that he's gonna last long enough for you guys to ask any
See, the
questions.
fact that Thorn goes before me, that's why I
Ooh.
thought I'm not going to get a chance to play with.
Nope,
Oh, wait,
no
okay.
use.
He gets to live
No,
another round,
Thorn's
maybe.
gonna stab
Maybe.
him like 19 times.
Okay. Grim? Ugh.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, I've got to play with my new toy, so to speak, and really light this guy's life up.
Wow.
Okay, maybe not.
The only reason this guy is still alive
It's
is
because of crappy rolls.
Yeah.
Because the first one goes whizzing past Malvola's head.
There we go.
Okay.
Trying to decide if I want to burn a key point to do one more or do two more instead of one more. Hell with it. I'm going to burn a key point.
That's the spirit. Oh, yeah, nice.
You missed.
At least the second
Oh, there
one
we
did.
go.
I
Okay,
don't think
yes.
the first one did.
No, the first one did not. Okay, so he takes 6 radiant damage. Okay. Got it. Palkas. Everybody's making a dash for this room.
Sure seems like it.
I mean, free cake, obviously.
Yeah. So he moves up to here, which is 25.
No, it's Taco Tuesday.
25 feet. He sees the guy in there.
He opens his pack.
He's thinking, he dropped something, but seriously,
The anger in this, 15-foot cube is
Yeah.
off the charts.
So instead, though, he's going to move up, and he's going to boom, and swing away with
Okay.
his maul,
Alright,
or attempt to at least. The 16 hit.
that, hang on. That does not.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I remembered this guy's hard to hit.
It's a bit shifty.
And then was there? Yeah. And then he's going to burn 2 sorcerer points and cast a cantrip as a bonus action.
Excuse me. Okay.
Cool.
So wait, your boom is a cantrip?
Oh, you're right. Those are both cantrips. But I can still cast this because it casts. It would then count it as a spell. So instead, I guess he's going to cast a spell. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
That would be bad. Can't do that one.
This 15 feet just got a lot more dangerous.
No, he's not. He's not going to do anything. So he's not going to burn the points or anything.
Just grimace at him. Right.
That's it. He's done.
Okay. Then it is Amric's turn, and he drops to his knees, hands above his head, and says, "Please, I can help you. The information I have is worth it. You can kill me at the end if you disagree."
Listen to the DM.
Why should we trust you a second time?
He says, "That's totally fair." He says, "But there's much more dangerous things down here than you've encountered in the Lowlight Tavern."
If Coyra would just shout towards, I forgot her name again.
Are we still in turn order?
Like, in the door. Would that work?
Thorn's twitching arm is feeling stabby.
Alright, I mean, that's what he's doing. He's kind of like surrendering. Malvola, yeah, let's stay in turn order for now.
Yeah, but I mean, would that work if she's like that distance, just in general?
Sorry, what was the...
Like, if she is like around this distance or so, if I would have shouted, would she have heard it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, no worries. But Malvola, sorry, I moved her, and that's not whose turn it was.
No, you. Jeez. I am at the position at the bench where his plate of food was before he tried to bowl.
Yep.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
I sit down and start eating his lunch.
That's
Okay.
That's sewer bore. What?
He's got a point.
Waiting to happen.
Rhea will move up and kind of like she's just gonna move into the room, and she just like looks at you, Coyra, and then looks at the group and is just like sees who it is. There's this kind of recognition on her face, but she kind of there's this moment of hesitation where she's just kind of waiting to see what happens.
But by the way, stupid things. A stupid question, probably. What are these things?
Oh, they are candlesticks.
Okay.
Large wrought iron candlesticks.
Yep.
Okay.
So lots, fire sources in this room.
Oh no.
Coyra, it is your turn.
If I would use the whip, would I hit one of my teammates?
Probably
Thinking
not.
if I don't miss.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. You'd be able to
Okay.
hit him.
Okay.
Depends if you're trying to hit
I'll
one of your
just
teammates.
Try again.
Oh, but nope. He kind of dodges out of the.
Yeah. He saw it coming. I mean, fair enough.
Anything else you want to do before he gets murdered by Thorn?
Yeah, I keep forgetting her name. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
no, it's alright.
I just tell her, guard the door. Don't let him out.
Hodor.
She's
There's another door there.
and that's what she says. She says, "Do you want me to guard this one or that one?" She points to this door over here.
Good call.
That one.
I didn't see that one. I would say protect this one as more escape routes.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Well, he was initially heading for that one when he was trying to. Well, then again, I was standing in that doorway, so that doesn't really. It's not like he was
Run
going to try
towards
and
you.
escape through us.
Hey,
I don't think I saw that either because I was still outside, so that
Yeah,
he tried to go
that's
there.
fair. Yeah.
That's true, because I was kind of like, I opened the door and I go, "You!" and go after him.
Get like this Pirates of the Caribbean feeling.
Thorn was definitely on the fence as to whether to attack again, but since Coyra is keeping up with it, bring it on.
Oh.
You realize the Coyra doesn't have a plan.
You think Thorn does?
Thorn doesn't need much goading.
That does not hit, actually.
Yeah, I figured.
Anything else you want
No,
to do?
that's it. That's
Okay, great.
I suppose I'll mutter, I like surprises, because I don't care about his intel about this place.
If Thorn thought he was torn, Grimm's even more torn, really. He made a promise that he would kill him, but at the same time he's surrendering. And he's kind of that honorable type, so...
Yeah, but this is a wily Satanist who's betrayed us once.
But at the same time he's surrendering. Okay, while Grimm tries to sort out how whether or not, well, while he's trying to resolve an internal conflict, he's going to move over and lean against this door.
Okay.
At the very least, Emmerich's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Not without much difficulty, at least.
Palkas.
What's the floor made of?
It is stone. It's like a big flagstone floor.
Okay. Palkas is really curious as to what he has to say. He calls out to the rest of the group and says, "Stop. Speak." And he's holding his maul up like he's ready to hit the guy if he doesn't say something. That's his turn.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right. So Amric says, he says, if you don't want them to hear, and he points to the door behind Rhea, he says, we should shut this door. He says, and then I'll tell you anything that you want to know about this place.
Well, that won't take long.
He says, what is it that you want down here?
You? And the Book of Fragments, of course.
He says, then you may be in for more than you bargained for.
Welcome to my week.
We still are expecting to meet with your mother.
Are we there?
I think Rhea is looking for someone as well.
That was
Yeah.
her name.
Rhea's looking for the lord of the place that got dragged to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea says, I'm looking for Thievius Krieg.
Yes. Do you know of a thieving crag?
Amric says, he says, if you kill me, you will never find my mother.
Great.
You're the one who volunteered your life. I mean,
I'm not hearing any convincing arguments.
Thinking
I mean,
back, were there any empty meat hooks in that meat locker?
Oh no.
we could make one.
That's a bit
yeah.
extreme.
Yeah, I mean, there would have been. Yep.
It's a bit extreme.
I'm not talking about killing him.
I thought that was a peaceful guy.
No, Grimm's talking about recreating that scene from Rocky.
Yeah, I'm not big on torture.
Well, no, I was thinking more along the lines of tie him up, gag him,
Let's let him hang out
and literally leave him hanging
let him chill for a while.
by his ankles.
So,
You need to
Go on,
cool
then.
off.
what's in this sewer complex then?
He says, hang on one second, actually, let me see what wording. He says, there's another temple down here. He says, not to the dead three, though. And he's kind of like, the look on his face is one of like, psh, those, amateurs kind of thing.
To who?
Tiamat? maybe?
Tiamat.
He says, no. He says, Zariel.
Do we know who Zariel is?
I think everybody would have heard the name. There's like these kind of stories about an angel who was turned during the some wars in hell, but if you want to kind of see whether you know more than that, then if you could give me an intelligence check, and I can share with you if you. No, Palkas does not know any more than that.
Hey, if I just keep rolling and I get one more each time. Not intelligence saves, people. Just click
Thorn
on
is
the...
so angry he can't remember.
It should
So
be the same
Grim,
stat.
Oh, yes, it was the same
Oh,
something. Well,
wait,
whatever.
there's two different intelligent things?
Yeah.
What?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
okay.
take it as a failure anyway.
Yes, same, but...
Intelligence check, you just click on where your stats are. You click on the word
there.
intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
That's how you do ability checks.
Next time, I'll try to remember this.
Don't worry,
My
don't worry.
intelligence isn't that high.
Would knowledge religion be appropriate?
Yeah, knowledge religion. You
Yes,
could
you
use
have
that
it.
so if you have that instead. So okay, so
Yeah, for me it'd be the same thing.
okay. So Grim and Malvola have like a good kind of recollection of this story where Zariel was was a kind of positive force in the world, and was turned, made a deal with a devil, and became an archdevil herself, and that this was during the Blood Wars, which took place on Avernus. So she, yeah, that's kind of probably about what you know.
I imagine between the two of us, we'd relate this information to the rest of them.
Okay.
So, Amric, your mother is worshipping Zariel. That's the best information you have to offer.
He says there's a bigger threat down here than perhaps my mother. He says there is somebody here sent by Zariel to serve my mother, who is quite dangerous. He says he's probably within earshot if I shout loud enough.
Palkas says, "We've met the cat. It's rather friendly."
Amric doesn't even respond to that. Amric says there is a devil. It says, did you see the double doors across the sewer there?
Mhm.
He says there is a devil there. Is named Odious. It says, and he is very dangerous. He serves Zariel. He says, and I can lead you to Thavius Creek as well.
Just like you could lead us
Or
to
we could
your
just
mother.
find him on our own.
He says, without me, you'll never find my mother, and no doubt she has the keys to Thavius Krieg's hideout.
I mean, he's just gonna flee again, so
Yeah,
He says, wouldn't you if you were in my position? He says,
Well,
if
I would honor my word.
he said-
indeed.
he says, if you, at this point, if you don't kill me, my mother will. He says, do you consider yourself to be of the same caliber as my mother?
good God, no, we're not nobles. Ugh, we're actual people.
Palkas kind of snickers a little bit and kind of nods ahead in agreement.
At this point, Grim will express the idea that's been kind of percolating in his brain about binding him, gagging him, and hanging him upside down in the meat lock.
Was that information publicly volunteered before?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I
Grim's
think it just
expressing
was.
his idea to
Gotcha.
do this to Amrit.
Is it fatally cold in the meat locker?
It is not, no. It's more like refrigerator temperature.
Hmm.
Again, food poisoning waiting to happen.
I'm just thinking more, how long can he stand to have all the blood rushing to it?
Oh, hanging upside down. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would kill him on it in itself, right?
I'm sure somebody might find him.
Hmm. We could hang him there
Personally,
and
he
leave him there
surrendered.
for.
I don't trust him, but
We could leave him there while we continue exploring.
exactly. And if he manages to survive
Good for him.
till we come back, well, we'll determine it then.
I guess I'd like to make an insight check on him as well.
Okay. He seems to be being. What he's telling you seems honest. But but you feel like he might not be like telling you everything there is to know about this place.
Mm-hmm. So why is this devil here before we stuff you in a fridge?
He says the devil is here to oversee my mother. Says Odious works for Zariel. Says and Odious has been sent by Zariel to serve my mother. Odious will only answer to either Zariel or my mother.
So we just need
Serve her like for dinner.
He kind of like, there's this little like gleam in his eye. He says, my mother is old. I'm sure she would not be worth eating.
So then at some point the two will interact. We just need to watch the devil then. I think we're done with him.
Go and dispose of the devil.
I've never fought one before.
Do you mean this one?
No, this one's more like a rat.
Hey, Sniffles helped us. This one didn't.
We
Who
fought those
sniffles?
spiny things. And some imps.
I imagine the devil he's talking about will be a little tougher, but I don't see why we couldn't manage. First, we have to deal with this one.
I mean, so long as he's properly restrained, it doesn't really matter.
And I definitely gag the wretch before we move him anywhere.
I mean, tempting as it is to just get rid of it, and there's no particular advantage to it, other than, satisfaction.
But is there a disadvantage to it?
No.
The basement was stone floors as well, right? All this has been stone
Yeah.
floors so
Yep.
far.
Yeah.
I don't think we can trust him to do his claim, lead us to his mother to find.
I don't suppose any of you know how to shape stone, do you?
Just
I
earth,
do not.
not rock.
That's a pity.
Ha!
Because then we could literally bury him.
That tunnel that was caved in, wasn't that like earth-ish, or was it also pure solid rock?
What's that?
This
cave-in.
tunnel that we saw, the cave-in.
It's all brickwork,
Okay.
Mhm.
except for maybe the collapsed area. But
Yeah, the collapsed area.
So
had
what are
some
we going to
rubble.
do with this guy?
He says, "I would like to know the same."
Shut up, you don't get a vote.
Absolutely no idea. I'll just stick with what you guys want.
He says, "If you kill me, you will never find my mother."
Shut
mean,
up
If you
already.
say that again,
mean,
I'll just kill you to be rid of it.
If we keep you alive, we're also not gonna find her, so...
I don't see how keeping you alive would help us find her any faster.
Yeah, I agree.
He's like, "If you kill Odious, I will show you where she is."
Like, I
Sure.
trust anything that comes out of your sewer mouth.
Yeah.
Wait, did he just say that if we kill Odious, that he will help us?
He did.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's like easy.
Locker.
Or we could just give him to Odious.
I like the thought of this.
I mean, it'd be fun.
I could, like, use my Thorn whip.
Does he have weapons on him and
One
stuff
whip
at the moment?
on it.
He does not.
Like,
Palkas attempts to try and disarming him as best he can, like patting him down.
Okay.
Removing daggers, forks, knives, plates.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have.
Make sure you get the spoons, too.
Mm-hmm.
They hurt more.
so,
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have anything on him.
Sorry. Okay.
the Thorn whip doesn't go away unless I make it go away, right?
No, it's just a like 6 seconds. You're whipping it, and then
Okay.
as soon as it's done moving a target or not, it's gone.
Okay, I was thinking about maybe I could wind him up in the Thorn whip. If he tries to flee, he's gonna hurt himself.
I mean, we're adventurers. We must have, hundreds of feet of rope between us.
Wait,
Yeah,
is
but
he
I
still
mean,
wearing that cloak?
if it has thorns, if he tries to run, it hurts. If it doesn't follow us, it hurts.
Palkas holds
He's
up
still
one of
wearing-
his sacks that is much smaller than this guy is. And he also kind of is feeling around in his pack and says, well, I've got some rope in my pack, or I could just squeeze him into one of these. He probably won't make it.
He is still wearing his cloak. Yes.
So
How about rather than wasting rope on this wretch, we could just use what he's wearing.
Rope would be more sturdy. But
Isn't
then
Blom in
again,
chat? He has like 10,000 feet of rope.
At the very least, I'm going to take his cloak, cut a nice strip off of it, and tie it very firmly around his and into his mouth.
Coyra actually watches how he reacts when the cloak gets cut Like she's wondering how attached he was to that
He
thing.
looks. And he's, oh, that was like.
Well, this isn't the first time that Grimm's cut up the cloak, though.
Oh
Remember?
no!
Yeah, this is true.
But I love seeing his
Unless
reaction
this is a
to
new
it.
cloak.
Yeah.
I mean, I love seeing his reaction to it. So
He's like, this is expensive. Come. Oh.
I don't care.
oh no.
Do I look like I care about fashion?
So you're cutting the cloak up into strips and then tying him up with it. Is that what's happening?
Well, at the very least, I'm gagging him with it. If everybody wants to use rope, we'll use rope.
I'll pull out
whatever.
my hemp rope and we'll use that to tie him up.
This is much softer. He says.
It's hemp.
If you're going to time, I mean, you've already cut it into strips. You may as well use this.
Gag first, please. Gag.
This is much softer.
Well, that's why the first thing I did was gag him.
He'll go. Can I? Not the bit that's been by the sewer water. Don't put that in my mouth, please.
Well, I'm definitely putting the ham in his mouth. I'm taking a piece of it, kind of wadding it up, and putting it in his mouth, and then tying around it.
You're like, oh, this part here, right? Yeah.
At this point, I just see Grim go outside.
The thought was just in my mind. Actually, you know what? Just because I really hate this guy.
Really? I couldn't.
Before I start cutting the cloak up, I'm going to take the entire cloak out into the hallway and dunk the entire cloak into it. Then start cutting it up and using it.
Oh, that's gonna be great because if you get knots wet and then they dry, they get tighter as they dry. Awesome. This guy's life is gonna be for the next like 7 hours.
Okay, who's the strongest of us to carry him into the meat locker?
I've got a 15 strength.
I seriously think that it is Palkas.
Yeah,
I thought that Thorn was.
Yeah, mine's only a 12.
Okay.
I'm 14.
Okay.
I'm a 9.
Yep, Palkas becomes beast of burden.
I'll carry him. And I'm gonna cut my rope down to, is 25 feet from 50 feet okay?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll leave it up to Palkas whether he wants to hang him right side up or upside down.
So which way are you hanging him, Palkas?
Right side up.
Okay. You hear him like as you're closing the door.
By the way, question is the turnover over?
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we weren't gonna.
Understandable. I'll just.
Unless we decided to attack him again,
Right,
kind of thing.
exactly. Yeah.
And now we decide. Whack.
Pinata!
So as you're kind of closing the door, Palkas, on this guy, now he's hung in the meat storage, in the meat cold, in the cold room. You hear kind of the from behind the gag as you're like closing the door.
Mm-hmm.
As we're like walking like to the door before the door is drifting close.
Yeah.
I give him a little spin.
Actually, before Malvola does that, whatever's left of the cloak, I'm going to drape it over his head.
Okay.
See, the more he tries to scream, the more of the sewage water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna choke on his own vomit shortly. So yeah, he might be dead when you get back.
As Palkas starts closing the door, he says, I don't like this pleb. I still think we should just kill him. Dead don't talk as much.
We could cut out his tongue.
I don't want to torture. But if we're leaving him, we'll leave him. I've just known nobles to cause a lot of problems when they survive things like this.
I mean, you're right. Last time he survived something, he caused us a lot of problems.
No, that was me.
I get it. He's taking the blame, but he also caused us some trouble. Let's be honest. Thanks to him, we're down here.
Rhea says, "Can we get on with business now?" He
Yes.
says-
Sorry, what?
Rhea says, "Can we get on with the business at hand now? I would like to try and find Thavius."
What does
Well,
Thavius
we know
look
which
like?
room not to go into until we want to.
It depends on where we want to go next.
What does Thavius look like?
Thavius looks. What does Thavius look like? Hang on. Thavius looks like an older kind of guy. He has got grey hair around the kind of just at the sides of his head. At this point, he's fairly bald, fairly stout. You know,
Okay.
is how Rhea would describe him.
Okay.
She seems to have a very kind of good opinion of him. She says he has a very wise look on his face, you know, very wise face.
Human?
Yes. Human.
Of course.
The place is infested with them.
So, continue through the cafeteria, or do we check for devils behind the double doors?
Let's try the cafeteria door.
Let's try the maybe safer option first.
Okay. So
By the way, does
Let's
this guy
investigate this door.
not need to be moved towards?
yeah, he
the
does.
middle?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's move in here. There we go. And okay, so you're opening that door.
Yep.
Okay. So it is not locked. And you see in front of you what looks like a kitchen, and actually the heat in this room is quite uncomfortable. These are two kind of cast iron stoves over here. There's a big wooden preparation kind of food prep table in front of you, and there's shelving on the walls lined with like plates and mugs and pots and jars of spices and you know all that kind of stuff. So looks quite like a kitchen, and these two stoves are burning quite brightly, so obviously the source of the heat.
Palkas says, "It's obvious this family is immune to poison."
Quick question, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my headset was freaking out. It was shouting, mic off, non-stop. So.
Just all the food next to a sewer. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, this really feels like food poisoning. Like, come on!
We've all got
Let's
a bunch of their food in our packs. Yay!
Yay! If only I knew sooner.
So where are you heading next?
Okay.
What do we see down the hall?
Oh, okay.
That way.
So let's like this. So there is an opening to the south, and it does kind of continue on this direction.
How much of this sewer are we going to explore? Oh, that's right. We're
That's what
trying to
we
find
need
an
to.
altar to see if there's truth to his story as well.
How far can you see Malvola, like in the dark? Can you see 100?
Almost to the edge of the card the map would be on.
So you can see like okay.
Give me a second. Let me try and arrange something. Can you see stuff behind the fog of war?
Yes. To there? Okay. Right. then you can see it like this. So you see a door here, a door here, and then tunnel turns south up ahead.
Wow. Let's do a zoom
Is
out.
this a passage?
Yep, this is a passage to the south here as well.
I'm kind of thinking whatever temple thing is probably going to be where Coyra is through those.
Mm.
I don't think we need to like really super explore the sewers, but we can because I mean, the way that I'm seeing this, we're still underneath the manor. Like we're maybe out to the street behind the house. But I don't know that we need to like explore the entire sewer system unless we really want to.
Well, we want to try and find whatever bloody name is, Fabius Creed.
Question: the door that I'm at, does it have a hole for a key or something?
So it does, and it also has some text up above. The door frame is arched, and there's some text carved into the arch.
What language is the text?
It looks like it's in Infernal.
That's something I can't understand.
I can read that.
Yeah, so
can I.
This sign won't stop me because I can't read. I'm looking through the keyhole.
Okay.
It says don't look through the keyhole.
13, 13, 13.
Do I need to do a check or something?
You don't actually, because all you see is darkness. It's like something is blocking it actually on the other side.
What about the door on the other? Like, there's two doors.
Yep, same. Well, actually, because there would only be a keyhole in one, so.
Okay. It's worth a try.
But standing there, you can kind of hear voices chanting behind the door, in a language that you don't understand.
Okay, Coyra is being smart for one and just moves away from that door.
Okay. Are you guys trying to be quiet at this point, or are you not bothered?
Palkas is just waiting. He's not really doing anything because he sees everybody like walking down, taking a look, having a discussion, looking through keyholes. He's just kind of like standing there. So I don't know if standing there constitutes trying to be quiet, because he's just observing at the moment.
Okay. How about the folks that have been moving? Are you stealthing around, or are you...
I'm not particularly, because that would be a hilarious waste of effort.
Okay.
Yeah, Coyra is also not trying to be super stealthy, so...
Okay.
What does the
she's not
inscription
going out
over
of
the
her way
door...
to make sounds, but she's also not going out of her way to stay quiet, basically.
Okay. So the inscription says, "That which falls can rise again."
It's that necromancer talk we were talking about earlier.
I will relay that to the group. The other thing that I'm thinking is, if this is in reference to something like what happened with Elturel, thinking they will take it to Avernus, do whatever, bring the city back somehow.
No, it's Fallen Angel probably, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but he ain't rising like that.
How do you know?
Yeah, technically you're right, because meta. So, never mind.
We could ask him.
Also, we're now having a conversation at the door, me in the edge of the kitchen. So,
Well,
if
you know.
they have hearing inside that tent,
I mean, stealth
We
is
might have
already
our-
out of the window.
we might have our hand forced.
Yeah, I mean, Malvola, are you having this conversation in the hall where
I
you're
mean,
standing,
he told us.
Malvola? Oh.
He told us what it said, so yeah.